because I have some interest in education and my entire career has been based on that. And in future as well, this will continue the same way. So I studied a little and I have already studied a bit more in the past. And when we talk about education, this is a concurrent subject, a continuous subject, a perpetual subject happening all the time around the globe and inside the mind of a human being. So this subject is very critical to the well-being of a society in which we live. And we as educators have been tasked with mighty responsibilities of creating the leaders for tomorrow. But before that, we must understand what education is, the core essentials of education, what this is all about, and the powerful, impactful principles of education practiced since time immemorial in the most ancient, powerful, impactful educational practices in India. Those principles embedded deeply in the core of the delivery of education. When we deliver, we need to improve all levels of delivery of education. Because this is not a morsel or a piece of food that we are putting into the mind of the toddlers or the learners or the leaders of tomorrow. This is something, this indoctrination, this inculcation of principles, values, teaching, learning, whatever we are putting them through, teaching them, guiding them, this will continue all through their life. And it can make them or mar them. Alright? So this is very important to understand what education is. Great experts, theorists, psychologists associated with the field of education have given this, the base statement about education. Education is nothing but the discovery of the self. Essentially, it is the discovery of the self. And how do we initiate this discovery of the self on the mind of the learners? See, all learners when they are born, there is a principle of tabula rasa. Their mind is completely empty. Alright? Whatever we stuff, fill, thrust, allow to slip into their minds. From the very beginning, that will create the future leaders, that will create the future guiders, or that will create the society destroyers. So this is, as educators, our position is very critical, is very important, of paramount importance and significance, and very vital. So education basically is the discovery of the self. And how does this happen? It happens when we allow them some certain degree of freedom. One of my role models, Professor Dinesh Singh, the former Vice Chancellor of Delhi University, currently the Chancellor of K.R. Mangalam University in South, propounded the belief, this is a statement he passed, he was the first to propound this belief, which he inculcated from the great practices of the past, that the essence of academics lies in its freedom. Alright? And this is what we have witnessed in the video shown by ma'am. This is what ma'am also accentuated, stressed, and emphasized in her talk. So this is very important. And there must be some certain degree of freedom, light and tight watch by the educators, under which the learners develop, they grow, they learn. And when they get deviated, sidetracked, we support them. We guide them, we show them the light. Alright? Let there be light, there was light. And we are the torch bearers. So that's very important. Now before I move further, as ma'am also pointed out in the video, it was very important, it was a very good video. So there are loopholes, right? So there are certain loopholes. No education system is perfect, but we can try and perfect it with the passage of time. Okay, and we see the result of the education system long ahead after it has been initiated, implemented, and a certain generation has gone through it. So that's why the need was felt, because the old British time education system, it was not perfect. It was meant to create only followers, not leaders. And that happened from the till the beginnings of 18th century. Since time immemorial, India has been the world leader in the field of education. Whether we speak of Nalanda, Takshila, Vallabhi, Vikramshila, great universities, the very first universities found on this soil of this nation, formed. They laid the very foundation of the great essential development of the civilizations, not only in India but in other parts of the world as well. So, if we talk about the great universities, ancient times, I just mentioned, more than 10,000 students from around the world as well studied in Nalanda itself. And great practices, educational practices were initiated, implemented with great care under extremely adept and able gurus. The very basic principle was that freedom in academics, essence of academics lies in its freedom. Under careful watch. So before I move further, I want to give you some illustrations. As I said, one of my role models, Professor Dinesh Singh, the former Vice Chancellor of Delhi University. A few loopholes of this system. Many of our students from this school and from other schools, they joined Delhi University and other universities across the nation. Sometime back, when he was a Vice Chancellor, Professor Dinesh Singh of Delhi University, he went to Sydney, Australia, and there he hired the services of a taxi. And it turned out, he got talking to the taxi driver, it turned out that taxi driver, the cab driver, he studied in Delhi University some time back. And he revealed that he came here with great hopes, having migrated with great hopes of conquering the world. But when he went there, from a CBSE school he had studied, he had done his schooling, Delhi University, BCom, passed in first division. When he went there, they told him, when he applied for the job, they told him that he knew nothing worthwhile. He began to weep then and there in front of Professor Dinesh Singh, this top his cap. And he said, please कुछ कीजिए, सारे बच्चों को बर्बाद किया जा रहा है, हमारे साथ धोखा हुआ है. This is an actual occurrence. It happened. Please कुछ कीजिए. ना मेरी स्कूलिंग काम आ रही है और ना मेरा ग्रेजुएशन काम आ रहा है, ना मेरा फर्स्ट डिवीजन काम आ रहा है. This was the statement. And this is available on public platform. Professor Dinesh Singh mentions this on a public platform in the august presence of Shri Pranab Mukherjee, the President of India, in an educational seminar. And not only this is one example. Another, sometime back, when he came, after going through this incident, when he came back, he checked Professor Dinesh Singh, his college, his university and other associated colleges. More than 50%, he came to know every year the number of dropouts. More than 50%, around 50%, not less than 50%. every year. He is the same Professor Dinesh Singh who had a tussle with UGC over 4-year graduate program, if you remember. Finally, when he came to grips with UGC, he could not win the battle. He had a huge battle. He could not initiate this program, 4-year graduation program. The last year was basically a research-based, interdisciplinary, transdisciplinary program. He could not initiate that. See, and UGC asked him to leave the chair. He could not win that. So the transdisciplinarity we find in the new education policy, very much implemented, very much projected, and very much promising to allow that certain degree of freedom. Now, I hark back to the point, I hark back to the little bit to the history which I mentioned short while ago. In the past, since time immemorial, India has been the pioneering country. It has always led the rest of the world in field of education.